challenging was that coming back from the rear?
It was challenging, but I feel like we were making really good progress when everybody was on kind of equal strategy there. Let's see, in the third stage, we were able to drive up to, I don't know, 12th or 13th or something from the, like 32nd or something. So it felt really good then. And then, with all those cycles on the tires or the last, handful of runs, I was really struggling. And those guys that had pitted were starting to catch me. So I was glad to see the checkered flag because I think I was getting ready to drop like a rock there. So, just relieved to make it through this round. It was a stressful weekend, but thanks everybody at Hendrick Motorsports for all the hard work this weekend, and just happy to survive.
At one point, with the 8 leading, you were within a couple of points of the cut line. How much were you being notified of everything, and was there any moments of nerves?
I feel like I stayed fairly calm until the last 20 laps or so with all those restarts and stuff. So I just knew where I was at currently. If the 8 didn't win, I was going to be okay. But had the 8 won, I knew it was going to get really tight. So I was just trying my best to maintain where I was at. But like I said, I was struggling there at the end, getting ready to get passed by a lot of people. So big AJ Allmendinger fan today.
Vegas and Homestead are obviously really good places for you. Martinsville, hit or miss. Feel good about the next round?
I do. I feel really good about the next round. Vegas, we were super strong earlier this year. I think our stuff's gotten better since then. Homestead, we didn't get to run there this year, but it's always been my best track. So would love to go there and do what we've done in the past. And then Martinsville, for whatever reason, we've gotten really good at. So won there earlier this year. But yeah, I put a lot of emphasis on Vegas and Homestead to get solid point days and then go to Martinsville with a clean day, and hopefully we can make it through.
What was this?
What'd you need there that last run?
I just needed clean air. But honestly, I'd saved my rear tires a lot riding kind of in fourth, and I didn't have enough pressure from behind or enough gap closing in front of me that I just kind of saved my tires, and I felt like that paid off in the last 7-8 laps. I had a lot more drive than the guys around me, and I kind of got that one run towards AJ and into the braking zone. I was just hoping I could kind of air push him into the braking zone. I didn't want to push him with 8 to go. But if I could have gotten there with 2 to go, I think I would have been more aggressive, but it just didn't materialize, and I couldn't really close that 2-3 car lengths. On one hand, winning would give you 5 more points, and that's hugely beneficial for the next round. Yeah. If you mix it up with AJ, Larson could be in a bad spot, right, if Kyle wins. Yeah. How much of that's all playing in the back of your mind a little bit? I didn't know that exactly, but I did know that if the 8 won, it was problematic. So I just tried to do a good job to, obviously just race hard. I respect the 8 and have no issues with Kyle. So I'd love for him to win on another day, but if it's going to affect a teammate, I'm going to try to look out for my teammates. So I just tried to race hard, and AJ was the dominant car there at the end, and I just, was close, but I knew I wasn't going to do anything stupid to take both of us out.
Vegas, Homestead, Martinsville, I feel like those are all really good tracks for you. Is that the way you and Rudy look at it too?
Yeah, a little apprehensive about Martinsville, but I feel like we've developed a good package here lately on the low downforce package, because it just seems like the low downforce package, we've struggled to make our car turn and do the things it needs to do. So I feel like we're closer on that, but definitely the high or the mid downforce package for the intermediates is really good for us.
Team Penske is never really an underdog. Would you guys kind of have an underdog mentality given where you guys have come from to get here?
I'd say we definitely have not had maybe the pace this year that we want. But I think we're getting there. And yeah, I could see us, probably not being one of the favorite teams, but just because we haven't shown that outright pace, as like 24, the 5, the 19, the 11. Those guys have been fast all year, and they've been able to do well, and we've just been super consistent and been really disciplined on having good races and trying to get better. But never know. It's the perfect time of the year if you're struggling through the year. We talk about teams peaking at certain times of the year. It's no time than now to do it.
Out of these 3 tracks, what is the best case scenario, the best places for you guys to take the fight to the 24 and the 19, those guys?
I think all of them are pretty decent for us. I'd say Vegas and Martinsville are probably our better ones than Miami, but Vegas has been a great track for our group the last handful of years, really. Joey winning that race last year was huge. we had a great car in that race too. So hopefully it carries over, and just want to get Vegas started off right. And but then Martinsville is another good track for us too, and we were good at Homestead. You can't really rely on previous years of races, but definitely helps your confidence.
I know you're not going to tell us specifically, but what's on the shelf that you guys can pull out for the next 3 races? What have you been holding back?
Shit, I don't know.
I've heard.
Whatever it is, I hope they pull it out.
Okay.
First of all, the spin and the chicane and the penalty and all that stuff. What's kind of your recollection? I know you haven't seen it yet. What do you know about it?
Yeah, I was just trying to pass Ross. It was quite a bit faster and couldn't get by him, and we're just in a spot where we needed points and we needed position. So, that's the way it is.
Kind of a bittersweet feeling again that obviously the organization's in a really good place. 17's going to race for a championship. You're eliminated. How do you kind of manage those two conflicting opinions or feelings?
Yeah, we want more for the season. We want better and better results. But we've made a lot of progress and feel like we can make another step forward. In the weeks to come and for next season. So, short term, yeah, it stinks. It's not what you want, Matt. But long term, you try to see it from a bigger vantage point. Proud of the success we've had and the growth we've shown.
Are all of these tracks remaining good tracks for you guys?
I think they're really good for us. I think we got a real shot to win the next 4 races and finish with 10 points.
Thank you.
So those 4 races takes everything. This is a car that's about details. You can't win a race with one thing, right? You got to put it all together. Pit crew, road crew, people at the shop, everybody. It takes everyone, and we're doing a good job of that. We've shown flashes of potential, right? We haven't put it all together, but certainly we had a pretty unusual string of races in this round. So to be able to put a solid day together today gets us back where we need to be, and gets us 3 good opportunities. Not just good, great opportunities. The tracks are really solid at.
You were the only driver who came in, below the cut line, and now you're past it. After qualifying yesterday, was that maybe the moment where you felt like, yeah, we're gonna make it, or kind of was there a point?
Job isn't done until it's over. That's for sure. They put us in a great position to set it off and get those 10 stage points at the beginning, playoff point. But I knew we were going. It wasn't over. It wasn't over until the final lap. We're gonna have to fight hard, and in certain situations, closing 6-7 laps is more about just being smart and not taking ourselves out of it. And we did a good job of that.
Thank you.
You guys were really the only front-running guys that got cycled to the back that could pass. I know it's not a win, but is there some consolation that the car was that good?
Yeah, it's nice to know. I mean, in my eyes, my gut, we brought a really good car to Coda. We didn't have to get crazy with anything. We could just go run the race straight up, right, and we won that one. And I felt we didn't bring that same level of car to Sonoma or Watkins Glen. We were close to Chicago. I made a mistake there. So to get it all right again, like we did earlier in the year, when we get it going the way it should be, we're just really strong.
The stage points were super valuable. When the 8's leading, how aware are you of how that could change the dynamic or what the point situation is?
Yeah, they have me totally, up to speed on all that. So it's just trying to manage the risk versus reward and keep an eye on the 8 too, all at the same time.
Do you like all these tracks that are left on the way to Phoenix?
Like them a lot, yeah.
10-4, thank you.
And what's your outlook moving forward?
What a shitty 30th.
Sorry.
No, I'm kidding. Just proud of where we're at and how far we come in such a short amount of time. 45's in, correct? Yeah, so that's good. I knew we had our work cut out for us. We gave up a lot of points last weekend, but what I look at is the last restart in Texas. I look at how I put ourselves in the situation to get wrecked today. So need to work on that, need to be better, need to look at what the 45 did. He passed cars and he was up there in 2 laps, right? So just a bummer, but a lot to be proud of. I can actually focus on the positives out of here, qualifying 4th, top of the board in practice, stage points. It's a really good day. So hard to hang your head over that. So time to go pour a glass of bourbon and enjoy the night. We weren't supposed to be here according to a lot of people, but we proved them wrong and proved a lot of people in the garage wrong that you can't really count on the 23 on a road course race, right? So that's cool to say. So got to continue to work. I don't think we're a winning car yet, but we're light years where we were a few races ago.
When you get out of the car and you stand and take a moment to collect your thoughts, what goes through your mind, or what were you just kind of thinking about, reflecting upon?
10 years ago, I'd be ready to punch something. I guess that's maturing and growing up and
turning 30.
Accepting the fate and it wasn't meant to be.
Really in a position to where we felt like we had to give up much. We were able to run hard and get after it. So I mean, we obviously had a lot to lose, but those groups certainly did too. I mean, we were considerably better than the 48 all day, so really wasn't worried about that. And obviously, all those cautions were frustrating for us because we knew we could get away from that group, and we're closing in on the 45 there at the end. But it's going to be hard to do something that wasn't a dive bomb move for us. This Fifth Third Bank Mustang team did a great job today. Some great strategy to keep us working forward, and able to have a race car and be up there well within the top 10. Obviously aware of our situation and would love to have been able to run a little harder, but it wasn't quite in the cards for us there towards the end. So certainly aware of the situations, but I didn't feel like anybody was close enough to make that affect our day.
Good job.